Oh, I don't really want to go any faster. I'm quite scared of this bike. You know me, I like to go fast. This thing is just stupid.
Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Stingy. If you're new around here, I make weekly Celeria, Surron and Ultra Bee content. I'm also building up a special CNC dirt pig frame, which you can see here on this video. But today's video, we've got something really exciting. I'm going to be putting the most powerful motor in the world in my Surron Ultra Bee. We did receive a care package from Torp. Inside this box is the TM50 Pro, capable of peaking 58 kilowatts, 10,000 RPM and 1250 phase amps. So without further ado, I'm going to get this bad boy unboxed and then we're going to install it on the bike. And then tomorrow, when the weather's a bit better, we're going to head out and we're going to put this to the test and see just what it can do. Also guys, I am building up the dirt pig frame in the background. I'm almost done with it. I'm going to be releasing a video on either Monday or Tuesday, so make sure you stay tuned to see that. But yeah, I'll give you a quick sneak preview now and then we'll get on with the motor.
So guys, as you can see, the difference between these is quite phenomenal actually. So just going by the heat sinks themselves, on here it's 75mm and on these you've got 100mm. Then the overall motor width itself, if I get this on the very edge, we've got 125 on that one, and on here we've got 135mm. So this is actually 10mm wider overall, but as you can see by the heatsink fins themselves, they're just massive. And then also we can compare these cables. So on the original motor you've got a very thin bendy cable, and on the new motor you have extra thick cables and massive great big nuts on the phase wires themselves here compared to the stock, as you can see. And on the new one, the hall sensor is on the opposite side of the hall sensor cable is on the opposite side of the motor to the phase wires. So what I'm going to do now is, I've weighed this. This is 14.4 kilograms. I'm going to quickly weigh the standard motor and let you know what that weighs. So the standard motor here is 9.8 kilos. Hang on, if I turn it upside down, maybe. The phase wires are on it. Yeah, 9.8 kilograms. So 9.8 kilograms for the original and 14.4 for the new. So we're adding 4.6 kilograms of weight, but we're going from 35 kilowatts peak to 58 kilowatts peak. I'm going to put the original pulley on the Torp motor and we're going to get the motor installed in the bike, belt tensioned up, and then tomorrow we'll be taking this out for a ride. Okay, time to get this inserted into the bike. Okay.
With a TM50 Pro, 80 volt 76 amp hour battery and TC1000. Now, I do know a few other YouTubers, Logan Taylor, Zay Solis, they've also, well, Logan did a similar video on a similar build to this. And Zay has just put a motor on his bike, so definitely go check out those guys' channels, they're killing it. Zay was someone I've always watched before I even started my own channel, so yeah, go show them some support if you like the content. It's very similar. Anyway, I've kept eco mode the same to stock Ultra Bee. I've set daily to 20 kilowatts now, just because we've got the extra weight of the motor. Currently in daily cruising at 40, and then for sport I've maxed it out on everything. Now I will say I've kept field weakening at 100 amps. I can go up to 150, but we'll see how it is in a while once I can find a nice straight road to open it up on. It's a bit greasy again still, although the weather is nice today. I don't trust these knobblies. Oh shit, it's lovely to wheelie now. I've really dialed in this tune, it's so nice. Yeah, really happy with the way that this feels, this motor and the tune that I've set it up at. I won't put it on the screen, but I will tell you my settings. So, for the throttle response, I have it one click all the way from smooth. And then for the linear graph, I have it set to -10%. So it's a bit of a ramp as you go up the power graph. I don't like it too smooth because you get too much of a surge of torque at the bottom end, which can sometimes throw you off. Flipped it up into sport mode, got a nice straight bit of road here. This is my first time and the speedo is GPS accurate, so I'm just going to roll into it. 30, 40. Oh my god! The power is straight up to 80. Hey, 82. The speed is not the most impressive part, it's the acceleration. If I slow down here from 40 and accelerate. Oh! 80 mile an hour, wheel spinning up the speed, equivalent to nearly in the second mile. Let's see if I can pop the front wheel up from 60. Yeah! No trouble at all. 80 mile an hour really. Guys, this is absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna go for a speed record on this. I'm gonna put some supermotos on it and see. Fucking hell. I'm gonna put some supermotos on this and see what it will do. Might go down maybe like a 38.2 or 42. I reckon I can get 110 plus out of this. And 0 to 60, it's just going to be an absolute monster. This is no joke. This is like sports bike bar. Like actually ridiculous. I'm just going to get the app up and we're going to go up to 150 amp field weakening and see what that feels like, because this thing just hits its top speed of 81 like that. I mean, I don't really want to go any faster, it's just ridiculous, but we'll see, we'll see. We've done 7.5 miles and I've still got 84% and I've been doing 80 something miles per hour. Okay, guys. Oh, I'm actually crazy, like look at this tyre setup on this. Michelin Tracker Enduro tyre, sorry. Alright, so guys, what will she do? I want to see 85. I don't really want to go that fast, but for the video, you know. I might get steering stabilizer if I get supermotos for the top speed run, because I can feel it getting a bit light on the front. The temperature gauge on the stock screen still works with the TM50 Pro, and look, we're ice cold. We're ice cold, baby! But it is 3 degrees right now, and I am cold as hell on the bike. So this is something I love about the Ultra Bee. It's so like, it's basically a proper motorcycle. You've got all your amenities. You've got your everything on the nice OEM display. You've got your lights, you've got your indicators. Now I have made my own lighting system on this, so I'll show you that in another video. Oh, I don't really want to go any faster. I'm quite scared of this bike. You know me, I like to go fast. This thing is just stupid. I'm really grateful for Torp for allowing me to collaborate with them and doing this crazy setup. Okay, 60, 70. Okay, crazy. Oh my God. Take it. Fine. Good like that. This has got 90 mile an hour in it, but Jesus, 98 mile an hour right to Aria didn't get there nowhere near as quick as this does. And I was on knobblies actually, but it just felt more safe because it had way less acceleration. This thing just basically hits the wall. It feels like there's just the gearing is holding it back. It could double its top speed just with like a cog change. I'd like to see the stats. This video was either 49 or 50 kilowatts, which is big power. What's that in horsepower? I think 58 kilowatts is 80 horsepower. So yeah. Okay, well, no, we've reached 50.8, top speed 89 miles per hour, 1200 amps. So I reckon we can get this BMS power up. The power that you read from here, I've been informed, is not accurate because that is just using, it's measuring it off the phase. So you take it from the BMS. Now, there are a few apps out there, like a Vesgap. They do give you inflated readings. So the best bet, if you want to compare across platforms, is to go into your controller peaks and read your BMS power from there. Yeah, 50.8 kilowatts. Let's have a quick look. 50.8 kilowatts in horsepower. I reckon we've added about 13 kilograms, 14 kilos to the bike, so maybe we're a bit less. Stark do claim that their bikes are a similar weight, just over 100 kilos, but in reality they're closer to 120. Oh, but 120. I've seen them on the scales tipping 119 kilograms, so this is almost, what is it? I'd say it's almost 20% lighter than a Stark, if my figures are correct. A Stark on the dyno at the rear wheel puts out 60 horsepower in alpha mode. Laser 666 did a video on his, on a dyno, 60 horsepower. So he was a bit disappointed with what it read. I reckon this is going to put out a similar sort of power to that. We don't have a gearbox or transmission to lose power through. We are literally just belt and drive and chain drive. So yeah, I'm very interested to see. If I can find someone with a Stark, I'd happily race them. Yeah.
So guys, unfortunately, the rest of my footage got corrupted. I did do an outro, but I'm going to do it on a voiceover instead. So I just want to finish off the video by saying, of course, the Stark Rod is an amazing masterpiece of engineering. It is, by all means, the world's fastest electric motocross bike, and off-road is absolutely destroy this Ultra Bee in its current state anyway. But for me, the Stark Bug doesn't have enough aftermarket modification accessories available, hence why I bought the Ultra Bee instead. Now, in the future, maybe I will upgrade the suspension, but for now, I'm very happy with the way that it performs for the trails, and obviously, the Stark would absolutely destroy it around the track. But if I could get anywhere near the world's fastest dirt bike title, I'm going to be over the moon, and for me personally, it'd be a massive achievement. Now, if you enjoyed today's video, guys, make sure you smash that subscribe button, leave me a like, and drop a comment in the comment section below. If you're new around here, click that bell icon so you don't miss out. We are building up a full custom CNC frame from the ground up that was supplied to me by Dirt Pig Engineering. That bike build is currently in full progress. Next week, we're going to be releasing a few videos on it, and it looks fantastic. You won't want to miss out. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.